What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series, what we were going to call a con exclusive video, but then we got the Sergeant Slaughter, so we decided to throw him in here as well. So we're going to start off with him. So we have Sergeant Slaughter, looks awesome, of course in the plastic free packaging, so we can't see the figure, but we have nice pictures of Sergeant Slaughter here from looks like different versions of like the comics and the series and stuff. So he looks awesome there, and if we turn around we can see all his like rankings and specialties, and then around on the back the actual figure itself, so it looks like in all the accessories he's going to come with. So cool to have an actual Sergeant Slaughter here from G.I. Joe, since we've of course dealt with Sergeant Slaughter from the Action Force and stuff here on the channel, but cool to have the G.I. Joe form. And then we have our two bad guys that are actual con exclusives. So from San Diego Comic-Con we have Dr. Mindbender, that looks really cool, and the nice artworks on these. So I have these nice like little sleeves that kind of slide on with pictures. So of course we have Dr. Mindbender, and then the Serpentor, which was a PulseCon exclusive. So we have San Diego Comic-Con and PulseCon here. So we'll look at Mindbender first. So we have the sleeve we can just slide off of the box and see the box design on. We can look around at the back, so it just looks like a cut off picture, but awesome like artwork and stuff there. And then we have the box again, we can spin around and see the whole artwork there, so it looks pretty cool with a lot of stuff there for Dr. Mindbender. But we have the doors that can open here to reveal our figure and all the accessories that he's going to come with. So this looks really cool, nice background artwork and everything, so a lot of cool stuff with this figure, but the Dr. Mindbender just looks awesome there. And we can do the same for Serpentor, so go ahead and slide his sleeve off, and we'll look at the back around here to see his artwork. So it looks pretty cool there. It's nice Serpentor picture and stuff with all the snake legions and stuff being led there. But if we spin it around to the front, we'll open up the doors for him to see the figure. And he also comes with his air chariot, which you don't really see it here, you just see a picture of it there, but he comes with a lot of different accessories and stuff in this box as well, so it looks really cool. So it'd be awesome to have the Serpentor and that air chariot and stuff. We'll put him on, and that just looks really cool there for that figure. So I'm super excited to check all these figures out. So we have the Mindbender and Serpentor, which are going to be really cool, and then the Sergeant Slaughter as well. So all of these I feel fit pretty well together. So let me get them open and out of the box, and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Sergeant Slaughter. Of course, was portrayed by Bob Remus, which was the real-life professional wrestler Sergeant Slaughter that became the G.I. Joe character, and so he looks awesome here. But Sergeant Slaughter was a member of the United States Marine Corps and was a drill instructor for the Joe team, and would also lead them on special missions. And he overall looks pretty cool, so he's obviously a high up-ranking like trainer of the Joes, but he looks awesome here. So this looks pretty cool. Of course, we've dealt with things like this with the like Action Force figures, two of them so far, but this one looks so much cooler because it looks, you know, a lot like Sergeant Slaughter, and it has more of that cartoony look to it that I like. So obviously I like this one much more than any of those. But we have the face there, like I said, of Bob Remus, so he has the big nose and of course the big prominent chin, so nice look there for him. It looks a little bit too nice like for what he does in real life, but it's still pretty good with the mustache and everything there, so that's nice, with the hair parted and combed over flat, so you can put his hat on and everything, so that's nice. But then he's got the black tank top on, so that's pretty cool, just nice form-fitting tank top. Going into the camo pants, has the belt on with the gold buckle, and the pants go all the way down to the green boots that have the black on them as well. So looks pretty cool, looks like the Joes we've had before, you know, pants wise, and from the lower half down looks pretty similar, but overall looks pretty cool and nice, awesome figure design for Sergeant Slaughter here. But we can do the movement, so his head can twist all the way around, and he can look down a little bit and up a little bit. Not the best movements, and of course his neck is a little bit crooked there, so you can get a look down a little bit more and up that far there. So it's hard to get the movements, his neck is pretty stiff, so get those movements back in there. And then he has the twist up tops up in here, and then also the twist at the lower neck as well. And then we get the shoulders that can come up to 90 and has the butterfly joint there. Not much butterfly, but it does move and can rotate it all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that bends up that far, not bad. And then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We have the ab crunch, so we have the cutout, so crunch forward and crunch back, so pretty decent crunching. And then we have additional crunch and twist at the waist, so it can rock back and forth there and twist all the way around. The hips can come up to 90, out to the side he can do the splits. And again, the Joes have the drop down hips. His doesn't drop down as much, but you can push him back up in there. But the thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that bends up that far, ooh, very close to kicking his butt. A shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So like most of the Joes, he's got really good movements, and it's the newer design, so I don't have much issues with him standing or anything. So very good figure overall. I just love this so much for him. But we get a lot of accessories. We will with a lot of these figures. So first off, off, we get some additional hands. So first we have the pointing hands, so we get pointing finger hands, one for each, as well as a set of grip hands, so we have grips for the different guns and accessories they'll come with, and a pair of claw hands, so we get the hands there in claw form, so that's pretty cool. And then we get all the accessories to make him the classic looking Sergeant Slaughter. So first off, we have a whistle. Since he's a drill instructor, he's got to have a whistle and everything. So we have this. I'm not sure which way to put it. Like for a normal whistle, you'd probably, you know, put it on like this where it's upside down so you can then pull it up into your mouth. But I think it looks a little bit better and sits better on him if you just have it straight down like that. So overall, that fits a little bit better, you know, lays flatter to his chest. We also get a pair of sunglasses. So we have just a small basic pair of sunglasses we've had with figures before, just all silver lenses there for him. So we can just slide those onto his face. Now, unfortunately, they look big and bulky, don't really look the best on him, and no real glasses that you add as accessories do. But at least once you then put his hat on, we have this drill instructor hat there as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And once we put this on with the glasses, it looks pretty good. So there we have Sergeant Slaughter with the hat and the glasses and the whistle, and there he's ready to do some drill instructing. So that looks pretty awesome. I think it overall fits pretty well together, the look wise and stuff. The glasses look a little bit weird just because of the designs that are on them and the reflections you're seeing here. It reminds me of, I think it's the guy from Office Space that wears the glasses, but it makes his eyes look really big. That's just what it reminds me of there. But overall, that still looks pretty cool. And also for drill instructing, we get his baton, so a baton stick he carries around. Now I know in like wrestling stuff, if you had a riding crop, you know, that you used to like make horses go and stuff, he would always carry that, but this is an actual baton probably for military trained stuff. So that's pretty cool that we can take and stick this into his hand. So I went ahead and switched out his hands for the grips, and there is the baton in his hand. And he also comes with his only weapon of a gun, so it almost looks like an AK-47 or something like that gun design. Looks pretty cool overall. Of course, the brown and black design. We have the magazine that comes out that you can add in, and also this like flashlight or laser whatever attachment piece that you can slide in there. So that's pretty cool. So let's put this gun in his other hand. So there we can have Sarge leading the Joes into battle, and that all looks pretty cool. And the final accessory is we get a little mini action figure for him. So this looks pretty cool. So it's got the nice G.I. Joe card back for Real American Hero, as well as his figure there itself. So that looks pretty good. You know, the colors, you know, fit pretty well. It's almost like a little micro machine figure, so that's cool. And you can take this out of the packaging. You can as easily just flip this up and pull the card back out and pull the figure out and stuff. But pretty cool. They included this just to keep with your figure and stuff. So like his own action figure on a card back. So that is really cool. I love that a lot. And overall, this Sergeant Slaughter is awesome. So it could come with more accessories like weapon wise and stuff, but I think for Sarge, this is pretty perfect and has all the things I would want with him. So pretty awesome figure overall for him. And next up we have Dr. Mindbender, which was an SDCC exclusive, and he was a former orthodontist that performed a brainwave experiment on himself that turned him into an evil genius that works in genetics, cloning, and cybernetics, and is a master of mind control and interrogation, and he's also the creator of the Bats and Serpentor. So overall, he plays a big part in the storyline, and overall looks pretty cool, a little bit weird, but cool at the same time. So he's a guy all bald head, but still has this monocle there, so the monocle looks pretty good, just implanted into his eye there, but you can still see his eye and everything underneath there. A nice little mustache with twirly handlebars there, so he can be an evil genius. And then he's got pretty much all bare skin up top, so nothing really, but he does have like the metal chain suspender things, whatever, going up over his shoulders and to the back and stuff. So pretty weird there that he's all bare shirt except for that. But then he's got the purple pants and the purple gauntlets, which the gauntlets look pretty cool with the armor and stuff designs on there. But then the purple pants and has the silver like on the cod piece, holster on the side, and the tall boots that go up to the knees there, all black leather boots with nice texture there on him and everything. And then he has the cape on his back as well, or the cloak, whatever you want to call it. Nice leather design. It's got almost like that snake skin sort of texture to it, but unfortunately it does stain the figure, so we have that issue like a lot of people, so you can see it there up on the shoulders. So it's anything that the outside here touches, like, you know, this is usually like folded down and stuff, so off to the side like that, that's how it got stained there. So it's mostly there on the shoulders, maybe some of the inner arm there as well because of touching the outside. So like I said, anything on the outside has stained, anything on the inside is pretty fine, so the back and everything should be good for him. But it's cool that he does come with this, but yeah, that's just one downside of having this material with probably whatever paint or whatever they put on top of it. It came off onto the figure now. But we can do his movement, so his head can twist all the way around, and he can look down that far and up that far, so a little bit better than Sergeant Slaughter movement wise, but still works the same. So the joint up top with the joint at the neck there as well. The shoulders can come up to 90 and have the butterfly joint that moves back and forth and can rotate rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that's a little bit stiff on him, but can bend up that far, so about the same as Sarge, with the wrists that twist around and flex up and down for this hand. And then we have the ab crunch. You can see that cutout in there, so he can crunch forward and crunch back, and you have to be careful with the harness or the suspenders, whatever, going up, but kind of get in the way, but you can still bend back and forth. And then he has the twist at the waist, so crunch back and forth and twist there as well. Hips can come up to 90, out to the side he can do the splits. Again, drop down hips, so just push him back up in there. We get the thigh twist, that twist all the way around. A double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, again pretty much kicking his butt. Shin twist at the top of the boot, that twist all the way around, and the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So again, same movements as most of the Joes and pretty similar to Sarge overall, although I think Sergeant Slaughter's may be taller, we'll see it at the end. But overall, pretty good figure wise, no major issues or anything. And like all these, he comes with a lot of accessories, so it's kind of hard to figure out where to start. But first we'll start off, he comes with a gun, like a pistol, so futuristic like pistol design there, you know, looks very futuristic, but this we can put into the holster here on his thigh, so it can just slide down in there. We also get another like pistol design, but this one has a little canister up top, so nice little silver canister and stuff there. So again, another futuristic gun, and probably something to do like injecting, maybe that could be a thing to inject, or could just be a normal gun. And this maybe we can put into his other hand. So there's that gun there. And then he comes with a whole gun set that I'm not sure exactly what they are or what they do, but we have these two different guns that kind of go together. So reading stuff about him, like the classic toy came with a mind control wand as well as an electric prod, so I'm not sure if either one of those, like this looks like it could be an electric prod, but it looks almost like a flamethrower design, and this one reminds me of like a fire hose. But both of them look pretty weird, but both pretty much function the same. So we get a tube here that we can attach onto them, so you just pop onto the end here, and again they both have that, so you can just attach it on. And then we also get a canister piece that plugs into his belt, so we'll have to put that on, and can connect the tube into the top of it. So let's do that. So over here on the left side of his belt, he's got a hole just right there, so you can take the canister piece and just pop it right in there. And you may have to adjust the belt, but it will go into a deeper hole that probably goes into the figure more, or at least goes through the purple and stuff, so it sticks in there a little bit better. And then like I said, we can take the tube piece here and attach it into the top of this canister, so it plugs in there like that. And if we want to, we could always take the canister and turn it sideways, but probably looks a little bit weird like that. Even with this anyways, it's going to look weird. But we can then take it around and put it into like this hand if we want. So there's that gun in Mindbender's hand, and again that's just kind of the way it works here. But again, like I said, you can turn this sideways and maybe get it back behind there, but the tube would be all in the way, so not sure exactly what to do with all that to get the tube looking good or anything. But there is Dr. Mindbender, at least with the guns there. And as I showed, you can switch out that gun with this one. Like I said, that looks more like the water hose. And then we get a lot of little like accessory pieces that go around. So first off, we have this skull design. So we have a skull that looks like it's all wrapped up, but it's a skull that has a nice big open hole in there, and the head does come off. And we also get an additional little brain that we can stick in here. It's got a little piece, you know, it can like stick down in there, but it doesn't really stick too well, at least like on ours. It keeps like falling out and stuff. But with the brain in there, you can also put the head back on. It doesn't fit very well, but there you can have the brain inside of the skull if you want. But again, like I said, it can't really get that brain down in there too well, and then the head doesn't stay on, so that doesn't work out too well. But with the brain, we can also stick it inside this little dome piece. So we have this dome, we can take the red piece off and then just take the brain and stick it down in here. And again, I can't really get the brain to like stick down in. I'm afraid I'm gonna break like the thing it's stuck on, and then just take the dome and put it back on top. But again, the brain's already moving out of place, and have it there. So there you've got the brain inside the dome, and this contraption has little holes all over it. So we get these little like canister pieces. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but we have these like diodes or something there that you can go around and stick into the holes. There are 4, so you can put all 4 of those in there. And again, small little pieces that are easy to get lost, and I had technically already lost them but was able to find them, so thankfully we do have them here. But there you can just stick them all around in there. Again, don't know what they do or anything, but it's nice to have them to go with this. And then we have a similar container, but a much taller one here, so different design, but overall pretty much the same. So you can open up, and for this we have like this zombified hand that we can put in, so it looks pretty creepy with the tubes and stuff running through it, but just looks like a zombified hand. So again, with this we can stick it right in the center just like that, and then just put the lid on over the top and clamp it down there. So there we have a hand like being preserved and stuff, so pretty cool. So again, just weird pieces to go along with Dr. Mindbender here. It'd be nice if we had like a little table or something to put them on, but otherwise we just have these. We have to just sit somewhere now. And overall, that's pretty much it for Dr. Mindbender. You know, it doesn't come with anything else, but overall looks pretty cool. I like his design. You know, it looks like Dr. Mindbender, just comes with all the different weapons and contraptions and stuff that you can use with him. But overall, not a bad figure. Just wish stuff worked a little bit better, you know, with all the accessories. You know, I like when Joes can hold all their accessories, but he has a lot that we have to hold on to and don't know exactly what to do with. Still a cool looking figure. And finally, we have the PulseCon Serpentor, which is by far the coolest figure to me, but he is an ultimate soldier created by Dr. Mindbender, created from the DNA of the greatest leaders throughout history, with the genius of Napoleon, ruthlessness of Julius Caesar, daring of Hannibal, shrewdness of Attila the Hun, and even in the cartoon, he has some of Sergeant Slaughter's DNA in him, so he has the leadership ability there. But through the storylines, we see that he fights with Cobra Commander for control over Cobra, and overall, he just looks awesome. This is such an awesome design with all the gold and like bronze and green colors with the snake design into it. Just looks so cool. This is just an awesome figure. There is some issues like with the head here, as you can see the piece up top here kind of floating above there. I don't like that as much, but there is a little fix to it, but still doesn't work as well. But overall, he looks awesome. Like I said, with all like gold and bronze color. I assume this is like bronze, but it's like a goldish color as well. But it looks pretty awesome with all the snake scaling and texture through, and then the scaling like with the green, so as the snake scales as well. As then his gloves even look like snakes, so it's got the eye designs there with the green and the gold fingers, and then of course his head there. So there's a look at him. I love the whole Cobra piece around his head, so like the helmet piece and stuff with all the gold, and even as the fangs like come down in front of his face and then at the bottom of his chin there. And then he's got like snakes wrapped around him, so we have the snake heads there with the tails curling around, so all those in green, as well as for the belt with a nice like underbelly snake design with the skin, you know, coming around to meet it. That's pretty cool. Green armor up on the legs, again continuing that gold design, so down the legs, and then even some more snake looking designs wrapped around there into the shoes that have some green on top, and then even has this green cape on the back that has a nice snake scaling to it, but it's like an all fabric, so you don't have to worry about any rubbing or paint coming off. But overall, he just looks awesome. Like, I love the colors, and the design just looks so cool for him. But we can do his movement, so his head's going to be hard to turn because of the headpiece, but you can just get a little bit of side to side and rocking. We'll come back to that when we switch out the accessories. But the shoulders can come up to 90 and has a butterfly joint, and of course can rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint, which was real stiff on ours. We did heat it up, but it still feels like it's really stiff. Okay, so I can't get the elbows to bend. I can only get the lower section. The upper one's stiff, and I know we heated it up with a hairdryer and got it loose, but it's stiffened back up, and I can't get it to move at all currently. So that is the biggest issue. Like, it's nice to have the pinless joints, but ever since they've switched to it, we have so many joints that get stuck like this, and we have such a hard time getting them loosened than we do, and then like this, they just stiffen back up again. So I can't even get the joint to move, and I tried the other arm, and it has the lower joint can't move on it, only the upper one. So either way, I can't move the joints fully, so I can't show you that. So that just kind of stinks. And just how much the pinless joints, like I said, look nice, but unfortunately function-wise, at least for us, ever since they've changed, have had a lot of issues. And then the wrist twist around and flex back and forth. We have the upright crunch. It's a little bit different crunch design for him, so he has the full upper crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist around, as well as at the waist that he can crunch back and forth and twist around there as well. The hips can come up to 90 and out to the side. He can do the splits, again the drop down hip, so push him back up in there. Thigh twist all the way around. Double knee joint that may be real stiff on this as well, that can at least bend up that far to the back. There's a thigh twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. And unfortunately for him, I do have weakness in the ankle, so it is kind of hard to get him to stand up. He likes to fall back and forth, but overall looks pretty good. Like I said, just the issues with the elbows there that we're having, and possibly the knees as well. But accessory wise, he helps with some of the movements, so we get a switch for his head. So with this, we can kind of pull the cape piece back, and you can see the cutout there. So with this, we can pop it off of the top of his head, and then it also pops out the back. So we have this design, which is pretty funny. But then we have these replacement pieces. So we have the Cobra fan piece, so we can pop this into his back. So it just pops in there like that. And then we also have the Cobra head piece that sits on top of his head. So this we can just pop right in there, which unfortunately doesn't seem like the colors match too well. Like, I know obviously there's different color design and it similarly matches, but just looks a little bit weird for him. And you can clearly see the lines going along there. But now we can actually do the movement, so his head can rock back and forth and twist side to side and all that. So that works out a little bit better. Of course, doesn't look nearly as good, but it's still cool that they included that, so you can get that additional movements in there. But for weapons, first we get a set of claws that can go onto his arm. So we have set here with a retracted pair of claws as well as a long set of claws. So we can just take this and put this on his arm, so he has the hole there in his arm, which is kind of always there, so that's annoying. So you probably always need to keep like a pair of these on him. So there is the short claws in there and the long claws there. So the long claws look pretty good, you know, nice weapon design and stuff. But like I said, for just being in standard, we should probably just keep the short claws on him. For other weapons, he comes with a staff. So he has a Cobra staff here, so it looks pretty cool. Reminds me of like Jafar's staff, but nice Cobra head up top, all gold staff with a little design there at the bottom. So this we can put it into his hand. So there's Serpentor with the staff. He also comes with a sword. So we have this cool looking sword design. So nice silver blade with the gold handle and has a snake head on it there, and even some of the red jewels there. So looks pretty cool. Put this in his other hand. So there I put it in his hand there, so he's holding it up. So that looks pretty cool. And the final final weapon is that he comes with this snake. So it's this nice bendy, flexible snake that's almost straightened out like a spear, so he can throw this snake. So pretty fun. It looks a little bit crazy, too cartoony and stuff, but pretty cool that he does come with that. So obviously you can put this in his hand like I said, and using it to throw like a spear or something. So that's pretty cool. And our final minor accessory is that we also get a cobra snake. So we have this just cobra that's kind of cool. A nice cobra toy all curled around with his neck all fan out and stuff, and looks pretty cool. So we can just sit this on the side of him. Of course, can't really see it, but just sit that down at his feet. So it's like his little pet cobra and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But the coolest thing about this set is that it comes with the air chariot. So this thing is huge, but also really awesome. So it's really cool. It came with this. So it's nice, awesome design. Of course, all in this gold color. Nice cobra there on the front. So we have the nice cobra, of course, the cobra fan with the head, little eyes and stuff, and the mouth even open. So we have the mouth that can open, and there's even a little gun inside that you can kind of fold down. So it's hard to see and hard to get a hold of to pull down, but you can pull the little gun down there, so it can be a gun to shoot out the front. And then we have like the exhaust piece coming in, so where the air flows, intakes and stuff. And then we do have these guns on the side as well. So we have like these big, I think they're like 50 cal guns or whatever. So big giant guns, which would be nice to pull off and give to like roadblock, but nice big guns there. Of course, have some rotation and movement to them, and the nice big coils of ammunition feeding into it. So that's pretty cool. And then I like how there's signs, so like the caution gun reactor, Cobra logos on it there, and other little Logan stuff. We got some fins for, you know, controlling it on the front there and the back. We have a fan, so probably gives it lifted and up, which does have some spin into it there. Of course, I have the feet pieces with pegs to stand them on, some little controls and stuff down there, and then the handlebar up top with some control and stuff for flying it around. And just on the bottom one it shows, so there's that fan piece there again, can spin around. And then we do have landing gear as well, so it does sit up off the ground. But of course, when flying, you can just fold these up in there, and then when you want it to land, you can pull them back down. And again, while we're on here, there's more stuff. So Cobra logo, we have little hydraulic things, panel removal, although the panel doesn't move and stuff, but pretty cool to have all that, and even like some engine stuff back here as well. So pretty cool design for this overall. It just looks pretty awesome. So let's try and get Serpentor up here on the air chariot. So there is Serpentor up on the air chariot, and he went on pretty easily, so his feet easily pegged into the pieces, and then I just have his one hand on the handle there. So that looks pretty cool. So there's Serpentor ready to leave his army into battle. So overall looks pretty cool. It's awesome, nice design with the guns and everything on it. This is just a really cool thing. So it's awesome that they included it. So you didn't have to buy it just separately or without the figure or anything. It came with Serpentor that it goes with. So this is a very cool set, and by far the coolest figure out of all these, coming with the chariot and everything. So a very nice item worthy of being exclusive. So there's all three of our figures, and you can see, as I mentioned, that Dr. Mindbender is shorter than Sergeant Slaughter, so it's kind of crazy how much taller Sergeant Slaughter is, but still kind of fits since he's a big muscular guy. And I did just want to bring in that exclusive Cobra Commander we had from a couple years ago. That can fit along in here, of course, being with Dr. Mindbender and Serpentor as part of Cobra, so very cool to have that in there as well to go along with our other exclusives, and pretty good figures overall. Like I said, these are all really good, can't really complain about any of them. The Serpentor is amazing with the air chariot, the Sergeant Slaughter is awesome, and then Dr. Mindbender is cool. Like I said, he could be a little bit better, but still cool to get the actual figure. Just all the accessories are kind of unnecessary. So this was awesome to get our Comic-Con exclusives of Serpentor and Dr. Mindbender, and then throwing in the Sergeant Slaughter as well, since I think he was released at a Comic-Con earlier or something, but he's not an exclusive or anything. You can get him anywhere, but I feel he fits well with this set. They all have kind of a connection together. So pretty cool figures for G.I. Joe overall here, and really good figures in my opinion. So let me know what you thought of them down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. Well, and thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.